Can you stand the rain? Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Candy and Kev Car Conversation. Yes, it's your boy Kev, and they'll be here eventually. How are you? How are you? Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Friday to you. Happy Friday. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Jesus is my doctor, and he writes out all of my scriptures. Give me medicine in the room. What it do, peeps? What it do? How y'all feeling? I'm sleepy, but I'm up. Sleepy, but I'm up. What's going on with you good peoples? Let's see what we got going on here. It is Friday. Friday, and we are back at it again. Excuse me, everybody. I'm just doing some technical stuff real quick. You know, I always say Candy will be here shortly. Don't want to do too much without her in the car, because she's most likely going to go ahead and say what she just bust right on there. So, publish. Let's see. Please continue. Publish. All right. Evelyn, how are you, love? How are you, Evelyn? Good to see you this morning. Good to see you. Evelyn, you inspired me with the board. So I am looking to do that also. Hopefully we can stay on course, make sure we utilize it and don't slack off. Because I think it'll be good. If you, when I was sharing with my queen and my princess, that if we do this, we'll not only save money because we'll have lunch to take. That's because is work involved, Evelyn. She would get a day to cook. Like, you know, of course she hates it. Anything that's dealing with cooking, cleaning, or anything like that, she hates. So, but that's y'all friend. Y'all chose her to be y'all friend. Y'all need to talk to her about that. I'm gonna find me a white woman that can cook, clean, and all that good stuff with good credit. Yeah, she would have to cook. Evelyn, you know that ain't what she like to do. And y'all gonna be saying I'm talking behind her back. Y'all know this is something I say right to her face. Evelyn, when I saw that, I was like, perfect. I ain't even gonna lie, Evelyn. When I saw that, so let me explain to y'all that are listening. Like, what are they talking about? So, Candy's best friend is Evelyn. Evelyn Torres is Candy's best friend, and Evelyn, she and her family has a board. It's called like a menu board. And every day, like during the week, their menu was up of who's going to cook, what's going to be done. Then they have a section where you have to what'll be needed from the grocery store, and then every day it has a day of what's going to be for dinner and who's responsible for that night, or whatever. And it gives accountability to everybody. So it's never, because if you ever have to think about, okay, what are we going to cook tonight? What are we going to have for dinner? Whatever. It always leaves you, because you come home from a busy day, and sometimes our days are very long. And sometimes it makes you come home from a long day, and you end up eating bad, you end up eating whatever. But if you have it mapped out it'll help you save money because then you'll have leftovers for lunch in the morning and all that good stuff. So shout out to my friend Evelyn. Now the problem is where we run into, my wife don't like to cook. Because I knew it was her best friend that actually showed the board, I knew I had her. I was like, yo, that's a great idea what Evelyn did. And she ain't gonna let me say nothing bad about Evelyn. So she was like, And I said, can you ask Evelyn where she got that from? And Evelyn told her, and now she mad at Evelyn because it's gonna hold her accountable. Everybody get a day, and then it's a day where nobody cooks. It's like, free for all. You figure it out on your own. Which I'm definitely gonna be looking forward to that one. And then it's a day where you can mix it up, do it however you want. But it's all about eating healthier. It's all about preparation, and it's all about trying to save. Not only am I trying to and again, for those that have been asking about the credit situation, it's still there, it's still available. One of the things that I'm not going to do, I'm always going to make it available and let people know. I have a website. It'll be coming up shortly, along with a Facebook page that will allow you to look into getting your credit restorated. And this is not no scam or none of that nonsense. I don't fool around like that. This is something that I participated in myself. My credit score has went up significantly. Yes, Evelyn, being resourceful and organized, that's wonderful. We still have that component as far as the credit repair. So inbox me if you're interested in that. We can definitely get you some information. And along with that information, you have to take action. It's just that simple. Credit is one of the fundamental things of that you need in this country in order to save money and get greater rates and all of that good stuff. But along with that, one of the things that I am also learning is within fixing up your credit and trying to pay off certain things and all that good stuff, you have to learn how to manage your money wisely. And one of the things, like Evelyn was just saying, managing your money wisely is being resourceful and organized. If you're not resourceful and you're not organized, it causes you to spend more money. It causes you to spend more money. So by taking just those little steps to organize and say, listen, this is what we're going to the market to get, because this is our menu for next week. This is how we're going to map it out. You don't have to worry about it. On an average, I can't spend less than I would say $6 to $7, and that's minimum. That's minimum for lunch if I have to buy lunch in Center City. That's the bare minimum. Is $7, I'm gonna say. If I need a water, $7. That's the bare minimum. But if I'm able to have leftovers to take to lunch with me, not only am I getting a better option because I know exactly what's in it, I know exactly what was made, but I also I'm saving. So instead of me spending, let's say on the average of let's say $10 a day because of breakfast or whatever, let's say that's a low balling, and I'm being honest, that's low balling it. $10 times 5, that's $50 a week that you can be saving to put towards something else. $50 a week times 2, that's $100 between me and my wife. $100 times 4 weeks, that's $400 that we can either be saving or we can be doing something else with. I know y'all didn't come on here for this kind of tips and stuff like that, but these are the little things that we're actually doing. We got some goals that we want to accomplish within the next few weeks. Yeah, baby, I've been sitting on it. It just started. I'm not getting out this car. See, my wife was always late, and because she took her time to get out the car, she take her time. Now it's pouring down rain, and now she's looking at me. Huh? It's open. Now she's looking at me, and I'm a gentleman. I wouldn't mind getting out, but sometimes you got to learn. Lateness is of the devil. And if you always late, you're going to be subject to the devil's stuff. See, look at it. Now she's running and all this other stuff to get in the car. But she had plenty of time. So it's not that I'm being insensitive or nothing like that. She had plenty of time to get it. Literally just started. And she had plenty of time to be out here and in this car. It's 7:34. We're supposed to start at 7:15. Because this is what she wanted because her schedule had changed. So she's just going to have to get wet today. I'm sorry. I'm not going to do all that. Nope. Love her to death. Do anything for her. But this one she going to have to learn. She's going to have to learn. And sit out here Y'all watched the increase of the rain since the time I came out here. It wasn't even raining. Not a drip drop going on. Candy want to take her time, just lollygag and do this and do that. Now it's raining. But back to what I was saying. So Evelyn, I appreciate and I thank you for that idea. I want to post a picture of it on this if you don't mind later, so people can see what I'm talking about. But again, along with I know y'all. I'm sorry, but I'm just listen. 23 years of marriage. Some things you got to like learn to stand your ground. And I hate being late. I hate lateness to me is of the devil. Like so. And then she goes back in the house and it's raining even harder. Let me tell y'all. Look, and then I don't understand her. I don't understand her. Look, let me show you. I know y'all gonna say I ain't right, but look at this. I'm gonna show y'all. Hold on. Just stay right there. How do you flip this? Oh, they made a new flip sign. So, look at that. Now you expect me. Now, any other time, I would get out, go get the umbrella out the car, and then be a gentleman and go get her. That's the kind of man my father raised. But the fact that
why did you come outside and get me?
The fact that she had plenty of time and it wasn't raining to get out in this car, if she was on time, she would have beat the rain. But see, that's what happens when you're late, people. You're late, you get caught in the rain.
That was mean.
Call me what you want to call me, baby, but I love you. It's just...
oh, my God. And then it slowed down.
Thank you, Jesus. God, you are good to me. God is trying to tell you something, Candy.
Trying to tell me I need a new husband.
No, well, listen. Hopefully you get somebody that don't mind being late.
Kevin, I never have you late.
No, it's not that, Candy.
I never have you late.
No, I'm talking about you being late, Candy.
I'm not late.
Candy, we said 7:15.
Where? On what?
You asked the people that can we come on at 7:15. It's 7:37. You just getting in the car.
Under duress. I didn't want to do 7:15.
Candy, you got to do better, baby. I mean, you owe it to at least them. You owe it to them, baby.
Are we doing that then?
I'm just saying, look, God was trying to show you something today. I'm just telling you, you got to heed the word, you got to heed. Look at all this, it's torrential.
So what's that got? I'm in the car now. Oh, Kevin, did you leave the stuff up there?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. So, again, Evelyn, thank you. I'm going to post it so people can see. We're going to order it one day soon so we can be organized. Yes, so we was talking about how you don't like to cook. That's why you don't want us to get that thing.
Best friend, you're not supposed to be talking about. Wait, my best friend did not say that. You must have said that.
Candy, she said you're mad at her because of that, because you don't like to cook. But it's all about being organized and being resourceful, and that's all it is. And with that, we'll save a ton of money. So and it'll be less stressful because we're not, sometimes I get irritated because I gotta cook. I
don't be stressed out by our current cooking arrangement.
Because you don't cook.
So it don't stress me out.
Okay. Well, you might just, food don't matter to you anyway, so I'm gonna just cook for myself. And then you be like, where mine is at? I'm like, I'm just being resourceful. Food does, I'm like, I don't want to stress you out. That's what I'm gonna say.
But you really do know that I only eat so I will live. Well, all right, I really don't care about food.
Well, if she die, y'all know it's her fault.
No, I said I eat so I can live.
So, instead of Candy cooking,
Kevin, check this out. So when I was getting ready and I was getting ready to come out and I was just giving Kiana some last minute instructions. Yo, this might be a keeper. This guy might be a keeper. So yesterday he drove his motorcycle to work. Mm-hmm. And he didn't want to take his motorcycle to Wawa. So he asked Kiana, you think you could take me over to Wawa? And she was like, the kid that she got gets real like.
You got your high beams.
No, I don't have the high beams on.
What's that light?
That's the high beam. I just have my lights on. So anyway, Apparently the kid gets real anxious when Kiana leaves.
They put gas in the car.
So check this out. Listen. So Kiana never had no gas. She was like, well, you have two options. Either you can order, or you could take my car. And so he's like, I'll just take your car. So he took her car, and Kiana just be on a quarter tank of gas. When he came back to give Kiana the keys, he said, you didn't have gas. I filled your car up. He might be a keeper.
I need to meet him before I can say all that.
He might be, because some of these little urchins wouldn't have done that.
Oh, I got to meet him before.
I know you do, but Kiana says she don't want you to meet him yet.
I know, we've been having conversations. Okay, so y'all, we talking about our oldest daughter.
We only have one daughter.
Oh yeah, we only talking about our only daughter. She has a friend. I'm really dogmatic when it comes to dudes and coming to meet, my daughter. Reason being is because I'd expect her to be treated like a woman should. Okay, so let me make a disclaimer. I did not get out and get my wife an umbrella this morning because she was late getting in the car.
So did you treat me like a woman? Did you get out the car and be
I would be like, son, you got a point. You got to teach her early, because if not, she's just gonna think late is acceptable.
But let me say this though, but that was a good move on his behalf, wasn't it?
I mean, I ain't that impressed yet.
Kevin.
I ain't that impressed.
Kevin, you have taken my car and I filled it up.
I've never done that, Candy. When we were Candy, I've never when we was dating.
No, I'm about now.
Candy, so explain to me when I've done that in the last 2 years.
Well, when you
Candy gonna put my business out there.
But I'm just saying, I thought for a 23-year-old, that was a good move.
I mean,
I don't think Bubba would have done that.
I've seen Bubba do stuff like that, and then ask me for gas for his car, because now he ain't got none.
What about Corey?
Corey, I don't know. Corey, he might do that. Corey will give up. First of all, my sons can be gentlemen, and they know how to get the punani.
So basically, what you're trying to say is
it was an investment on the return. But again, like I said, I have to meet him. I can't. That doesn't impress me.
It impressed me because
you're a woman.
No. Listen to me. I'm gonna tell why. Because having sons and knowing how guys are nowadays, I think that was. He had to fill her tank up. He could have just been like, I put like $5 in since it only took me about $5. That right there would have been can I get rid of him? Somebody wrote something. That's Evelyn. Oh, what Evelyn said? That's like, hey y'all, my best friend is on today. Y'all see Evelyn Sunshine Torres? Say hi to my best friend. That's Evelyn. Everybody say hi.
Yeah, so Evelyn said he probably filled it up because now he's going to be using her car more often.
No, he has his own car.
I know that, though, but I mean, I was reading what Evelyn said.
He has his own car and he has a motorcycle.
And unfortunately, his own place.
And his own place.
And how old is he?
23. That's good. Come on now, Kevin. That's pretty impressive. To have your own place, a motorcycle.
I can't say I'm impressed by somebody I ain't meet.
And he works a couple of jobs.
He got any kids?
Nope. No kids either.
Well, we gotta see. I don't know.
But she said she doesn't want us to meet him until she knows is real.
Well,
which is good because, you be scaring people off before you get to that point.
Listen, fathers, if you never scared a dude off from your daughter, you're not doing your job effectively. It's a few things that I watch. Just a few things. One of the things is this. When they get out my car...
You see that?
No.
It just said... I think it's the snap that one.
When they get... I watch them as they get out to go to get in the car. First thing, if it doesn't open up her door to let her in the car, it's already downhill from there. Second of all, if he doesn't already have a date planned out for her and asking her, well, what you want to do, it's already downhill because that means he didn't take the time to think about.
Well, this guy so far has gotten her door gets her door, and when they went out on their first date, he planned it.
Yeah, he took her to. He said she never had sushi. So he wanted to introduce her to something different.
Right.
So I mean, but the fact that she's holding him away from me.
It's because, Kevin, this is what she said. I had a mommy-daughter talk with her. And she said, Mom, I just don't want to, because you're my family and you're special to me. And I don't want this person, like, I don't want to introduce him to y'all. And y'all, you know, and I end up not really, you know, it's not really real. So if I bring a guy home for you guys to meet, it's because in my heart and mind is real. And so I can respect. Like, I was the first girl you told me I was the first girl you brought home. So you might have lied though, but you was a big old liar.
I wasn't a liar. They don't say that.
Was I the first girl you brought home?
That I can remember, yeah. I can remember. But that was 24 years ago, Candy.
But it don't matter. So that's why Kiana said, Mom, you know, once I get a sign that once I know that it's real, then you guys will meet him. But until then, you know, we're just learning each other, getting to know each other, you know, and spending time with one another. And so, hey, I think she's actually going about the right way because, you know, he got his own place, got a motorcycle. He could do foreplay on the motorcycle and then take it back to his place. No, that's not happening. I'm just saying. You're
saying a little too much, what you're saying.
No, but I'm just saying.
Foreplay on the motorcycle, what?
Because you told me, this is what you said.
Okay, because I don't recall. I never had a motorcycle, so I'm trying to figure this out.
You told me, and let me say it first. You told me that guys will take girls on rides on motorcycle to get them all hot and bothered in the crotchety area and then to set it up. That's what you told me.
True story, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie. I didn't have a motorcycle.
See?
But I had a motorcycle jacket and a helmet. I did. I did.
This is the first time I'm hearing this story. Kevin,
no, yes, I did.
No, you never told me this story.
Yes, I did. I had a motorcycle helmet and a jacket. And I would sit with all my homies that had bikes, like at Penn's, what was that? What's the name? And then I would go get my car.
Kevin, I never heard that story before.
Yeah, I did, yo. I did.
And Kevin, when you had your car, me and you were dating.
No, it wasn't there.
So when you got your first car,
okay, maybe it wasn't my car.
Okay, I was about to say because now I'm about to have a whole problem.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't my car.
Whose car was it?
Sometimes you shouldn't tell stories if you can't date them because then you go through stuff like this. I've been married for 42 years. How long have I been married? 23 years, and this is the thing. So let me tell you something.
No, let's just clear that up. Was it your car you were going to? Because me and you were absolutely dating when you got your first car.
No, that was my first. But remember, I used to use my brother Woody car all the time.
But you said when you went to your car.
Well, okay, when I went to the car.
Okay. All right.
See, let's do this because a lot of times me and my wife had a conversation yesterday. It's some days we really don't feel like getting up and doing this. Hey Nicole, how are you, love? Some days we don't feel like getting up, and we don't feel like we're kind of tired, especially when we had the long nights, like where we had to do stuff, appearances or whatever like that. And you get up in the morning, you barely making it yourself, and you don't really have nothing motivating to say to nobody else. But then there's times where we already can kind of say, okay, what direction do we want to go in?
What did Evelyn say? Because everybody giving Evelyn props.
Hold on, let me finish this.
Oh, I'm sorry.
My thought.
Hey, y'all, that's my best friend, Evelyn. Y'all say hi to Evelyn. That's my best friend of 14 years. Go ahead.
But then it's times where we get, inboxes or messages from people saying how much these particular talks help them, especially when it comes to the relationship. For those that are joining us for the first time, I saw some names that I never saw before that is joining us for the first time. My name is Kevin. That's my wife, Candy. And we've been married now for 23 years, going on our 24th year. And we got married at the young age of 19, and she was 21. And against all critics and everything, people didn't think it would last and all that.
People told us on our wedding day, I give y'all a couple months.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they ignorant. Why didn't we fight, Kevin?
I don't know. And we've been able to, and don't get me wrong, it's been some rough seasons in our marriage. It's been some difficult times. There's been times we wanted to give up. So we are a couple that have weathered the storm. We're a couple that have been, let me tell you, one of the things that helped us within our marriage is pettiness. and I'm explaining y'all. People might not get it, but because we're petty. I'm petty. Because we're petty.
Kevin is self-proclaimed king of petty.
Yes, because I'm petty. I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I can be very, very petty and very, very immature in my thought process and the way I clap back and want to get back at people. But because of my pettiness, and I'm not going to say Candy's petty, even though
I'm not petty.
She does have a sense of pettiness.
But I'm not petty. I don't reside on Petty Boulevard. You live on Petty Boulevard. You got a mansion on Petty Boulevard.
Okay. So, because people said that, and because of all of those different, my pettiness would say, you know what? Or I would say, you know what? I'm not leaving you. I'm going to stay with you and make you miserable.
And I feel like you have said that. I will never forget one time. This is what I knew. Oh my God, I married a petty man. It was like had been married for it wasn't even a year yet. We had been married for maybe 9 months. I'll never forget this. We had been married for maybe 9 months. And we were having a financial situation because we were young. And we needed to figure out a bill or something. So at this point, Kevin was 20 and I was 22. And I was just on him because I was being very dogmatic about this certain bill. I'm like, Kevin, we gotta figure this bill out. We gotta figure this out. We gotta figure this out. And I just kept getting on him. Every morning he would wake up and be like, good morning. And I would be like, we gotta figure this out. He'd be like, we had the kid, and then I was pregnant with my second kid. And he'd be like, Candy, can you pass me a pamper? We gotta figure, my response to everything was we gotta figure this out.
Now, mind you, y'all heard of what she said. Candy, can you pass me a pamper?
And I'm like, we gotta figure this bill out. So, anyway, it got to the point where, this is when I realized Kevin was petty. Kevin was like, listen, I'm going to figure this out. And when I figure this out, don't you ever speak to me ever again in your life. I was like, wait, are we getting divorced? He's like, no, just don't speak to me ever again. I was like, so are you trying to say we're going to stay married, but I'm just never to speak to you again? And mind you, our kids were little, so it wasn't like we could even talk to the kids. He's like, that's right. Just don't ever speak to me. I'm going to figure this out.
Melinda, how are you? Good morning.
Remember that, Kevin?
Yes, and I met that thing too that day. She irritated me to the point where if she had never spoke to me ever again, I would have been fine with it because she spoke too much then. And that's the thing. But
why? What would make you say that? I'm going to figure this out and don't you ever speak to me again in life. Are we getting divorced? No, just don't speak to me. So I was supposed to exist in a world just...
Yeah, exactly.
The rest of my life and not speak to you?
Exactly. We was going to stay
and
together.
We had a kid and I was pregnant.
Yes. They didn't have texting back then that I can recall. I don't think we had phones.
No, because we had OmniPoint phones.
Yeah, so you write me the message and put it on the refrigerator. I'll look at it and I'll respond accordingly. That's what my thought. I was that, you irritated me and I was that irritated that the other option, I told you I ain't got no cash. You forgot that.
Creek is coming up.
Oh, I didn't know what you want.
I forgot.
That's what I'm saying.
But Creek is coming up.
But if I hadn't said nothing, what were we going to do?
I done forgot.
What was I saying?
You just petty and tell me to be married to you and not ever speak to you again in my life. Where they do that at?
I know people that don't speak to each other and they married to each other.
Well, that wasn't going to happen to us.
And Candy, it was times when we was married and we didn't speak.
But at the time, we had a 1-year-old and I was pregnant.
But you can't say that as people. It's
but
not
that's
happening.
when the kids got older and we could talk through the kids. That's not a good thing. But
don't talk to your kids.
We did do that.
But
that's not a good thing.
Call your mama and tell her I said.
Kevin was good for that. If I'm gonna have to say something, I can say something. Kevin
we do that sometimes. You the other day you said. You called Keanu and said, tell your daddy to get water and
because I had called your phone and you didn't answer your phone.
I didn't get a missed call.
So that's the only reason why I called Kiana, because I called your phone.
Baby, but it's times we've done that.
No, not now. I'm to the point in my life where if I got something to say to you, I don't care if you like it or not, I'm gonna say it.
See, so all the married men, I'm explaining something to you. The reason why that doesn't work for men is because women don't let nothing go. So I thought, you know what, if you're going to say something, I'm going to say something. That crap did not work for us because it would be 5 days later and she'd be like, so you really meant what you said the other day? And I'm like, what are you talking about? You know what you said. And I'm like, what? You don't care if I fall in the toilet seat if you leave it up or not, huh? So you'll let me drown? They do stuff like that. And I'm like, are you dead serious? So, like, you know, I've learned that even though it's stuff that I want to say sometimes, I have to kind of choose my battles wisely and be like, you know,
and I don't choose no battles. I just say what I want to say.
And, you know, and I just ignore it. Like, my wife, she'll go off, and I just be like, babe, it's a parking space right there in front of the door. Look at that.
Well, I didn't know.
So you gonna walk out in that rain?
I'm not walking out in the rain. Why I got to go in there?
You know why you got to go in there? It's your day.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
I did it all on my week.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, the week is not over. Today is the last day of your week.
Candy, it's your week, man.
Kevin, no, today is the last day of your week.
I'm saving for Miami. You know what? I'll go get it. Talk to the people. They just sitting there looking at you, you stubborn heifer.
He always try to act like he's a thug. Kevin ain't no thug. I got him right. You see that little finger right here? He just wrapped all the way around it. Kevin ain't no thug. He just plays a thug on TV. See? Now, what I should do to pay him back is I'm parked right here in front of this Wawa right here and right in front of the door. But what I should do to pay him back is I should pull over to that parking space all the way over there. Since he made me, y'all see how he made me get out of the house and I was just standing there getting wet. If you didn't see that part, at the end of this video, go back to the beginning. My husband had me standing out getting wet. Wet. So right now I'm in front of the door, the Wawa. It was just a couple steps. By a show of hands, how many people think I should move the car over there? Like all the way over there. It's like a good 50 feet over there. Should I move the car? Should I move the car? All right. Now listen. Kevin tries to play that role that he petty, whatever. But he ain't petty. I got him wrapped around his finger. Hey, babe. How you doing?
Nigga, you don't speak to me that much.
What happened? Give me a kiss.
I'm wet.
I am doing it, but I want a kiss.
What are you doing, you nasty thing? What you mean Candy wins the battle? The devil is alive.
Told you.
I'm gonna go back and see what you said.
Babe, you gotta talk to the people. I'm concentrating. You know, black people gotta concentrate when they go in reverse. Why is it that when you go in reverse,
you gotta turn the radio down?
The radio gotta be cut off. You gotta stop talking. Everything must come to a cease and a halt.
It's pouring out here, y'all. If y'all ain't got to go, if y'all got any sick days left, the day is the day to use it. If we're gonna help, you know what? Some people don't know how to. What's that?
What's on you?
I don't know. It's like a boogie or something.
Ew!
Mixed up. I don't want to miss that. If you are home right now and you getting ready for work, look out your window. If it's pouring down raining,
you might want to call in sick today.
This is the day that you want to call out sick. Now, for those that need excuses to call out sick, I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you. A good excuse to call out sick on today is, what's a good one, Candy?
Today, a good excuse for a woman, it works every single time. Oh my God, it's that time. It came on this morning and I'm in terrible, terrible pain. I have not, especially if your boss is a male, just be like, I woke up this morning and the cramps just hit. He'd be like, oh, okay, he don't even want to hear.
He don't even want to hear.
If it's my boss wants to know.
He got one too.
Did you have clots or, you know, do you use always or do you use, like my boss, he wants to know too much. But maybe it won't work. I mean, maybe it might work with your boss.
And if you're a man and you just want to confuse them really quick, you call and say you're on your menstrual too. You just be like, listen, I'm on my menstrual today. But men have menstruals.
Kevin, I've seen you on your you were on your menstrual last week.
I am on my menstrual today. and I can't come in because I'm having situations. And
babe, I remember you was on your menstrual last week.
Kenny, you always coming at me.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
But let's get back to this guy. So you don't think it was impressive?
I don't know. I'm not saying I'm not quick.
No, I'm not saying. Okay, this is what I'm saying. So far, I'm not saying that he's won you over. You're ready to give your daughter away to him for life. This is what I'm saying. So far, are his actions aligning to where? Okay, he seems like he's a gentleman.
But first of all, it only costs like $11 to fill up Kiana's tank.
No, it was more.
How you know? He gave her the receipt.
No, he told her how. She asked.
So she said, how much that cost?
It was 20.
Wait a minute. So she asked. Please explain this to me.
That's your child. I don't know.
No, Candy, because you asked inquisitive. Like, you got to know everything.
But then I had to come out here and be on time for the car conversation.
What?
I had to leave so I could be on time for the car conversation.
No, I'm saying she's like her mother. You have to know everything. Like, you can't just say, oh, thank you.
I understand it, but I couldn't
Yesterday,
keep asking
I
questions.
done something nice. You going to say, so is that because you took... Now, like, why you got to ask all that, man? Can't you just accept the gesture of love? What's this for? What's wrong?
I didn't say what's wrong.
Okay.
I didn't say what's wrong.
No, you said, no, we ain't got to talk about it. We ain't got...
So anyway, let's talk about the dichotomy of the two. So now, for those of you who are joining us for the first time, so now let's talk about the dichotomy of the two, Kevin. If my son came home and told you, Zad, I'm about to get married, you'd just be like, oh, okay. But with Kiana, it's a completely different story. Why is that?
Because my job as a father is to protect my daughter.
So, but you wouldn't like talk to your son, like with your son, you're just like, okay, OJ.
No, I don't care. We had that conversation. It's just the conversation going to be totally different.
So what's the conversation with your son?
Conversation with my son is, why do you think this is the one?
Wait, I'm saying your son, like, we do have 3 children and there are both of our children, but when it comes to matters like these, we start delineating and take ownership. So like basically, if it's my son, my is, listen, how do you know this is the one? How are you going to take care of her? And there's certain questions that I'm going to ask him. Like what?
I'm not going to get in complete details. Like,
no, I am curious as to what a guy would ask, like what the dad would ask.
I don't know. I have to be in the moment.
What did your dad ask you?
I don't remember, baby. That was 20-some years ago. I don't remember that, babe. And with my daughter, I'm going to ask her, why does she feel like he the one? But I'm going to question, how are you going to take care of her? Are you going to promise to do this? I'm going to talk to him.
What he got to promise to do? I'm just curious.
Like, I need to know that he's going to be able to take care of her, that he's going to protect her at all costs, that he's going to love her unconditionally, even when there's times where she's getting on his last nerves. I'm gonna need to know.
Why you had to say it like that? Last nerves.
Because, I mean, that's just the reality. I'm sure I got on your last nerves.
I know, and I started to remember what my daddy told me if I ever wanted to make your body disappear. But go ahead.
And there's certain things that he's going to have to, in order for me to say, okay, you have my blessings. Now, they can still do it without my blessings, but I'm not paying for a goddamn thing.
So let me ask you this. And from a male's point of view, what are some signs that a young lady needs? Maybe the guy she's with is not the one. Even if they've been in a relationship, from a male's point of view, what are some telltale signs that maybe this is not the one you want to join yourself with in holy matrimony for the rest of your life?
He's lazy. He doesn't take care of her as a girlfriend. He doesn't do
like you have to be. I'm not trying to get on your nerves, but for women needs a little more like. I
don't have a whole lot of physical like dialogue today, baby. I'm pushing myself. Really
okay, but like I'm just telling you, women need to know. Like, what do you mean by he's lazy?
He doesn't work. He doesn't have any ambition for a better life for him and nobody else.
So what if he works, but the job he's in right now is for whatever thing, like an entry level? Can she marry him and just like stick it out with him, or should she wait?
Yes, I believe that, but you have to see some potential for that.
Okay.
Like he can be in a situation where he's just getting started, but you have to see the potential that he wants more.
Okay.
Like it can't just be where he's satisfied with being in the mailroom and making minimum wage. You have to see that he wants to. This is just what he's doing now to get where he wants to get. He has to be able to. He has to be a gentleman. He has to.
What does it mean to be a gentleman?
Just the little things. Opening up her door, treat her like a lady. Have respect for her. Don't talk and demean her. Don't help. He needs to make her a better person.
So, what do you mean, like treat her like a lady though?
Treat her like a woman should be treated. Hold her door. Make sure if you have to deny yourself, she has first. Like if it's to the point where you have to, it's sometimes where you have to say, you know what, I won't eat so she can be full, or certain things like that. He has to be able to make those decisions, or he has to say, and I'm gonna tell you one of the quickest signs you can tell about a guy if he don't have a lot of money but he has potential, is this: if you go out to eat and he don't have a lot of money, he order off the appetizer menu and let you get a main course. That's a dude that he got your best interest at heart, and it ain't based upon the sex. He wants to be with you even after the sexual encounter happens.
So what are some other? So what if the woman has been in a long-term relationship, and now she's maybe ever since they were younger, and now she's at a point in her life where I do eventually want to get married. Mm-hmm. Is this I can't go back and redeem the time, reclaim my time, but what are the signs that maybe, don't chalk it up as a loss, chalk it up as a learning lesson, yeah, and keep moving. But what are the things you should be looking for?
As far as what?
Should I move on? Like, I tried, I stuck it out there with them, but now it's time to move on.
When you feel like you're settling. When you feel like you really okay, this is the best he can offer me, and I have to just deal with that or be by myself. Like if your other option is to be by yourself, or
that's always an option.
No, but it's times where you're like, you know what, that a man should make you feel like, I can't live without him. He completes me. And
I don't like that statement.
Let me explain what and I utilize it from a standpoint of completing, not saying that he completes you in the sense of a positive sense, not in the sense of without him I'm absolutely nothing.
Because my thing is, you should be complete and whole, because nobody can make you whole except for Jesus.
And when I say, how can I put it?
And that's because, honestly, I think that's where some young, or even young relationships, not talking about age, is that you have to, a lot of people sometimes get into relationships with half a person that they're looking for someone else to make them whole. That's a lot of pressure to put on someone else. Like, you have to complete me.
No.
So no, this is what I'm saying. So that's why I said, I don't like that statement, because you should have a good measure of self-awareness. Not to say that the person that enters your life doesn't elevate that or illuminate that or take that to the next level, but you should at least have a baseline of self-awareness, and self-esteem that person then accentuates. But they don't, because that's when you get, because if not, that's when you get into this controlling type of relationship.
All right, so let me put it,
and no one should be completing you to the point where they have control over you.
And that's not the complete I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. The complete that I'm talking about, you ever put on a bad outfit, and then it's one
bad
piece,
as in
a great outfit. It's just complete, I can't, it's fitting me right, is right on, but then you add a piece of jewelry, just takes it to the next level. So that's what I mean. But that piece completed that outfit. Okay. So when I say complete you, I'm saying something that'll just take you to, it's just like, with us together we can take the world. So I wasn't using the complete word in the sense of a negative. I'm using it as it's an enhancement. Like, right, you better me. You make me a better individual. And I'm gonna tell you the reason why I'm gonna tell you what kind of made me realize.
Go ahead, Rebecca.
Okay, so it was something that I saw, and I had a conversation with my daughter, and I never even said this to you about it. And what made me realize, okay, this is a different type of dude. Is one day I was walking. I was in her room for something. We was talking, whatever, and her phone she had got a FaceTime from him. And when she answered it, to see how she her countenance changed, she began to glow. She just began to it was just a totally different. And I've seen her talk to other guys, and I've never seen that look on her face of she was happy that he was calling. And I walked away. I never said anything. And then the next day we were in the car together, and I was like, so I said, you really like this guy, huh? And she's like, what you talking about, Dad? And I was like, well, I said, I tell you what I saw. And I explained to her, I said, last night when he called, and I said, you never told me who he was. I said, you didn't never say, I never heard him say anything because you had your earphones on. I said, but the way I saw you respond was totally different than I've ever seen you respond to any other guy that might have called on your phone. I said, and I said, that means he's a little different than most of them, because I said he made you happy just by calling you. And I said, one of the things that for me that's going to take for me to be like, okay, this guy, he has to make you happy. I said, and then I'm not talking about happy by giving you stuff or whatever, just him saying, calling and say, hey, how you doing? Brightens your day. And I said, and she began to start she start smiling and she did deny it, but it was one of those things she kind of did one of your numbers. I'm a thug, something like that or whatever. And I was like, and I left it alone. I didn't say anything else. And that's what made me start looking and saying, okay, eventually I'm gonna have to really, really check this guy out, because he got her smiling without having to say nothing but hello. And when a guy can do that, if I call you and in marriage you go through this. If I might call you on a day, you be like, what did this Negro want now? What is it, Kevin? Hello? And I can tell, because you be like, hello, Kevin. And I be like, dag. But there's some days I can call you and you be like, hey, babe. And I can tell your day has been brightened by just me. And I don't want nothing. Just call to say hello. Just call to say how you was doing, or whatever. And it might, and that's when you found the right one. Ladies, if you want to know if you found the right one, just by the mere fact of him calling you just to see how you're doing, makes the day spark.
But what about the person who has been with someone for a while? And I'm just asking you from a male point of view. Mm-hmm. If a woman has been with a guy for a while and she is now to the point of the fact that the question even came to her mind, should this continue on, or should I just chalk this up as a lesson and keep it pushing?
One of the things that I think women make a mistake is they give everything to a boyfriend. When you give everything to a boyfriend, he never has to really become a husband.
What do you mean giving everything to a boyfriend?
You gave him all husband. So for example, you're already sleeping with him, you're already living together, you're already sharing bills.
So what if you're not living together and sharing bills and stuff like that? What is just a relationship? You have her own, she has her own, and he has his own.
Then that's different. I mean, but he hasn't yet decided he want to commit.
No. That's not what I'm saying.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's not the question. The question was, a woman has been with a guy for a while, and the thought has entered her mind, do I want to continue in this relationship, or should I move on?
So what's the question?
What are some telltale signs of, maybe, because look, in this case, it might not be him, it might be her, but the thing is, what are some, from a guy's point of view, some tells of, maybe you should move on? What some behaviors that she can look from in him?
What are some of the behaviors she should? So you ask them, what are the behaviors that a guy will do that she should look for, that he's kind of like, he's at the place where he's like, I don't know if I want to really do this no more.
She doesn't really know if she wants to do this anymore.
So you're saying,
and it's based on, and it could be, it could be based on, anything. Maybe he's lazy, or so. Well, what does it mean to be lazy? Or maybe, okay, so what is the, maybe, so because basically that was a question that was kind of quasi presented to me, and it just had me thinking, like, so what should she be looking for? Like, and I was curious from a guy's point of view, so one thing you said earlier is, like, don't settle. Like, if he seems like he's lazy. So lazy could be a couple of different things. Lazy could be in his occupation. Lazy could also be lazy in the relationship.
I agree.
So so what's a telltale sign of being lazy in a relationship?
He doesn't put anything into it. He doesn't. When a guy first meets a young lady, he says everything in a sense that he thinks she wants to hear to win her. And then it becomes where you don't keep reinventing, because again, as you evolve and you grow, women do change, so you have to kind of be, you have to appeal to where she's at now. And I believe if he stops appealing to where you're at and trying to make sure that you're happy and you're satisfied with whatever, that's a big telltale sign he's not really interested in that relationship sometimes. And then sometimes we think, because of communication, oh, she's happy with where we're at now, I don't have to do anything different. And again, I'm trying to answer it in a way that I think I understand the question.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
So I think once you start to see, if you start to tell him, okay, I'm kind of bored with the relationship, you tell him I'm bored with the relationship or whatever, and he doesn't respond, or he doesn't start to think,
so for a guy, how does a woman, what are the tells that your woman is getting bored in the relationship?
What are some of the signs for a guy to tell?
No, yeah, for a guy that he could tell, man, you got to step it up, because if she's doing X, Y, and Z, she's bored in a relationship, and you about to lose her.
She stops talking. She stops communicating. Women are communicators. The moment if you started dating her and she communicated through that relationship, and then all of a sudden she shuts down and completely stops communicating, if she's not communicating with you, she's communicating with someone else. A lot of times when a woman stops communicating, that's a telltale sign. She's not talking. When it goes, because, and this, I'll give you an example. I can go, Derek, how was your day? And your day was jacked up and you just don't want to talk about it, so you just be like, it was just work. But then there's times I can ask you something, and like you'll just go completely like all the way, and I'm just sitting there like, I forgot what I asked her, but it's important for her to communicate, so I gotta sit here and act like, and I'll just go, yeah, girl, That's why girlfriends are so important. Cause y'all got to talk to somebody. Y'all got to talk. That's why Evelyn's your best friend. Cause you can be like, girl, you hear what happened? Y'all got to communicate. Y'all got to. So the minute she stops communicating, with you.
So how else can she communicate? How else can she stop communicating without using her voice?
You're making me put on my thinking cap this morning and I'm pushing myself
because women communicate with more than their voice.
Oh yeah, I mean it's. So
there's nonverbal communication. So what are some nonverbal communication tells?
Those nonverbal communications that she does, she stops.
So what are some of the nonverbal? Because maybe some guys don't know what the nonverbals are.
And it's not always sex. It's 9 times out of 10. A lot of people think it's sex, and it's not always sex. It's intimacy. Sex. I can have sex with you and never have an intimate moment with you. So I think it's the intimacy. When the intimacy leaves, that's a form of communicating. This morning I knew my wife was feeling me because she rubbed my back sensually without, it wasn't nothing, like whatever, but that was her communicating with me. Her that was your love language right there. Or was that just you rubbing my back?
I think I saw like a little piece of like cotton on your back or something. I'm only joking.
So and again, I'll be honest with y'all. This morning, I don't have a whole lot.
So what should a guy do when he senses a decline in verbal and nonverbal communication?
Don't say, hey, I know it's something wrong. Let's sit down. Start to reevaluate his actions. Start to say, okay, what am I doing?
So when I am like verbally or non-verbally like shutting down on you, what do you do?
I reevaluate my actions and say, you know what? Maybe I did something I don't realize, but don't let me go back and dwell on what I did. Let me go forward and change my behavior. Because most of the time we can figure out, it's probably I said this, I probably was a little evil. Like I know last week I was quiet, I had a lot on my mind, I was a prick. So this week I made sure I was nice and went out my way. But I didn't have to tell you that. See, now you sitting there like, oh, so now that was about yesterday.
No.
And it wasn't. It was just like, you know what? Maybe I was in shutdown mode because I had a lot on my mind. I was worried about some things, and I internalized them, and within me internalizing it. And a lot of times, women understand this. When you have a man that tries to carry all of the stress and pressure so you don't have to, you have to realize sometimes he's going to go into figure it out mode. Figure it out mode for men sometimes is quiet, or we might lash out to you in a certain way where it might seem to be combative, but it's not purposely. It's just he's trying to figure things out. So So then why is it that with a woman, so like for me, you and I have been together for 25 years, so I can tell when there's something going on. And so then why is it, babe, I know something's going on, like toss me, what's going on? And then it's and I'll explain to you. The hardest thing to do when you're dealing with a problem is to tell your spouse that just is going, because now she's stressed, that adds extra. Now you can't figure out how to deal with the situation because you're trying to figure out how to get her fine. So for a man to tell you is something wrong is to add additional stress to him, and now I'm not focused on the situation at hand. I've made that mistake 80% out of our marriage, and I've matured enough to learn that.
So say that again, just so.
Say what again?
Is that your boss?
Tony.
He takes a limousine to work. Your boss takes a freaking limousine.
Candy, don't do that, Candy. Candy, don't do that.
I want to say hi to Tony.
No, don't do that.
I can't say hi to Tony. Hey, Tony! Your boss takes a limousine to work,
That's
Kevin.
not a limo.
Kevin, the thing says limousine.
Wait till I get into work. I'm like, so Tony,
your boss takes a limousine to work, Kevin. Your boss is a boss.
And he's only 37 years old.
Okay, so let's get back to this. Man,
So what was the
I bet
question?
you him and he married?
His wife works for Fox 20, and she's an executive producer. His wife is loaded too. They just come.
You think they got problems?
Baby.
She takes limousines to work.
She actually is the producer for the Q show.
Okay, so let's just get back to this. We just saw Kevin's boss get out of a limousine to work. Okay, but go ahead.
And then look at the sister
And she running down the street
with a shopping cart.
but she got muscles in her legs. Look at her legs.
Wow, it automatically ends now. Can you look at that?
Okay, but go ahead.
Did you see that?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
When did it start doing that?
I guess it's going to be an hour, but go ahead.
What was the question?
Let's wrap it up. Listen, guys, don't forget to like us. This has been the Candy and Kev car conversation with Candy and Kev. Don't forget to like us on all of our social media. We had a good conversation, and actually today's conversation was brought about by a person who sent us a question or a comment. So if you have questions or comments, maybe one day we'll have a car conversation, and we don't reveal names, but maybe we'll have a car conversation that addresses the situation that you bring up. You just never know. Thank you for tuning in to Car Conversations with Candy and Kev. Please remember to like us on Facebook, on Instagram, follow our YouTube, you can go to Twitter, and you can also check us out on www.candyandkev.com. Thank you.